Shill, instant acceleration, activated. Shill, wins grace, activated. All speeds will be increased by 70%. Current stacks in use 7. Yes, let's confirm it. My talent. Skill, fighting concentration, activated. User's concentration increased by 2x. It feels like time around me is going by slowly. So this is fighting concentration. Power, burning sword intent, activated. Iron-blooded sword. Well, that was obvious. And next will obviously be counter shield. The combination of iron-blooded sword and counter shield is basically the replica's only choice. Ha! He changed counter shield into a sword. Dual sword arts that even I, the original, have never used, it's using them in an actual fight. Because transforming counter shield takes a lot of mana and mental power, I don't use that method. So why did he choose such an inefficient method? Of course, I had been thinking of double sword arts, but using it in an actual fight with your life on the line. I can't understand it. Does he think this is practice? It's slight. But I think I'm losing when it comes to pure skill. How? Perhaps. Is it, indomitable will? Shill, indomitable will, proficiency, 27%. Description, the symbol of one who will not yield to despair and keep challenging themselves to the impossible. Basic effect: when you face someone who is stronger than you, your physical abilities and concentration will greatly increase. Detailed effect: after activation of shills, it will be easier to obtain enlightenment and your mental protection ability is strengthened. I hold dominance when it comes to items right now, so, indomitable will, which I absorbed from Lucilian, activated for him. So if his physical abilities are higher than mine. And, shill fighting concentration, A+, proficiency, 11%. Description, a transcendental concentration that helps you focus to your limits in a battle situation. Effect, can randomly increase your concentration. Currently you can increase your concentration by 20 times at most, but if you use it too much, the proportionate rebound will accompany it. If he's raised fighting concentration to the max and is currently demonstrating transcendental concentration, then it totally makes sense. But the bigger problem right now is the swordsmanship that the replica is using right now. It's being performed through the double swords. But it's definitely his swordsmanship. There's no doubt about it. Blue Heaven Sword Dragon. It's Namgung Hyuk's swordsmanship. I've only met him once, but I can still clearly remember it. The terrifying godliness that helped me understand his arrogance in looking down on skills. It wasn't skill or power, but pure technique. Those techniques made me really wonder if, as Namgung Hyuk said, they could surpass skills as a whole. Because Namgung Hyuk's swordsmanship wasn't utilizing skills, I judged that I wouldn't be able to learn it on my own. But soon, you'll learn just how much you're underestimating yourself. So the true talent that the iron-blooded monarch was talking about was this. You've met a strong opponent that you will have a hard time dealing with. Skill, indomitable will, activated. The system has now judged that I'm at a disadvantage. Even though I still have superiority in our items. Is that it? That he's grown? Shill, fighting concentration, activated greatly. User's concentration increased by 10x. Ugh. How is this the same level as me? He's a total monster. User's concentration increased by 158. Power, wings of steel, activated. Flying at maximum speed. User's concentration increased by 178. Got you. My vision. Did he blow up his own arm and escape? Ha! I'm going to die. User's concentration increased by 20x. You have entered a concentration state that surpasses limits. I feel like shit. Ha, I really almost died. Fuck, you, a mere duplicate, dares to keep fucking around. You have entered a concentration state that surpasses limits. As a side effect, you will experience a large mental recoil. How does it taste? Bastard, you're stupidly strong, really. So this has happened again. How awkward. Ha, I can't openly help, but I can't just watch this either. I'm a bit worried about how the tower will react. Communicating with Challenger Han Sung-yoon. Ugh. The admin's message has been temporarily deactivated to prevent an advice-type message. Please excuse me for wanting to serve at least a cup of tea to my contractor. Ah, fuck, how dangerous in the middle of battle. Stop interfering with this body. And stay down. Ack. Again. I thought I was done with that annoying future me after the previous trial. I'm so annoyed. I fought for you because you were about to die, but you're not even thankful. You bastard. Why don't you leave my body right now? You piece of shit. Idiot, you still don't know. Watch this situation carefully. You, trained for so long, and even up to this point of climbing to the 12th floor of this tower, you can't even look at yourself properly. So what? Where are you going? Come here, you bastard. Frustrating bastard. Should I teach you something? If you don't let go of the habit of fully relying on your skills, you can't use the real techniques, got that, you idiot? You should just stay down for the rest of your life and watch. I'll control this body from now on. Pathetic. Okay, I think I've got the hang of it now. I know how it feels. Administrator Iron-Blooded Monarch has sent an item. Product of Black Dragon, B, a potion manufactured after specially processing a black dragon's fluids. Upon consumption, your mental power and immunity increase, and your mind clears up. Ha! This bastard, again. Two. Huh, I'm back. While the other me was fighting, I definitely felt it. The feeling of letting go of my tendency to rely on my skills. If the replica can do it, so can I. User's concentration increased by 20x. The acceleration of my thinking, and my lunacy's ego rising up again. I, who had entered the acceleration of my intact thinking, could finally feel it. I need to throw away all of my reliance on the skills I have collected until now. I need to empty everything and adapt. Get rid of common sense due to independent enlightenment. Proficiency of magic management has risen 10%. Get rid of stubbornness. You have acquired the achievement of enlightenment. Your stamina increases by 1. And finally, empty myself of all imagery altogether. You have acquired the achievement of trance. Your mana increases by 4. User is facing an enemy they can competently defeat. Indomitable will is deactivated. I'm turning things around from here. Being able to have those overwhelming sword skills of Nam Gong Hyuk at my fingertips sure feels strange. The fastest speed using wind's grace and instant acceleration. It's gradually becoming clearer now as the fight with this replica goes on. Now that I'm looking at him not considering his skills, but his technique, I'm starting to understand the principle of the technique itself. Not to mention, at unimaginable speed. As I'm completing my understanding of the principle, I can even sense the unnecessary movements in the replica's dual sword skills. This guy isn't exactly summoning Nam Gong Hyuk's sword skills into his body, rather he's focusing a lot more on imitating Nam Gong Hyuk. Authority Iron-Blooded Sword has been activated. When that happens, thoughts of distrust can weaken the sword cheese sword flame characteristic which cuts through everything. In that case, even while practicing Nam Gong Hyuk's swordsmanship, I need to focus even more on sword flame strengthening. Did he parry the attack by instantly spinning the shield into a circle? What the hell is this? His rough and aggressive swordsmanship that was offensive until now, suddenly switched to mellow sword where everything is flowing. Mellow sword is another one of the skills that Nam Gong Hyuk showed. Geez, just how much can he imitate him? Seriously, I get that it's my talent, but it's annoying as hell. I guess you can't win without enduring the dangers after all. Counter shield has been activated. Why are you so surprised? Whatever you can do, I can too. Gee. As I thought, the replica's sword recharged before mine. In that case, how about a little adventure? He received that with the counter sword that transformed the counter shield. That means my counter sword will recharge at once. Or so I thought. Of course, it'd get snapped if it received that attack head-on. And replica, if you are me. Then now, when the energy release of the counter sword, our most lethal attack, is dissipating, you will think of it as an opportunity. The me at his full power is stupidly strong, huh? Ryuk. Gotcha. The iron-blooded sword that I had already gotten rid of. And this guy's impatience. Using those two things really worked. Now on to the finale. Ugh. What the hell is with that monster again? Even his attack patterns have changed. This is baffling. Grr. Phew, thank God counter shield's cooldown time is over. What ya doin'? Come at me. This monster, he's completely lost it. Body explosion, huh? It just might be a great surprise attack in a close-range battle. However, if you're going to go on a rampage like that, you'll lose a lot of stamina because of ashen blood. And once you're all out of stamina, the attacks will stop too. Ugh. Now that there's nothing left to drag this on, let's finish this. Grr. Where the hell? Fucking monster, all this raw power even now. Regardless, thanks to you. Recharge complete. Skill, Counter Shield, is prepared to reflect the absorbed damage. Counter Shield's accumulated energy is already all powered up. Die. Release. Skill, Counter Shield, is releasing all absorbed damage at once. Congratulations. You have completed the 12th floor of the Tower of Trials. Ancient Emperor's Ash Crown, A, has been moved to your inventory as a reward for your achievement. You have received 80,000 points as a reward for your achievement. You have received 3,500 SP as a reward for your achievement. You have received the Last Stand, B, as a bonus achievement reward. Please move to the waiting room. Proficiency of Counter Shield, B, has reached 100%. Rank of Counter Shield is leveling up. Phew. Fighting concentration has been deactivated. Rebound from concentration exceeding the user's limits will soon begin. Skill Ashen Blood has been activated. Ashen blood huh? I thought it'd treat the rebound that's a side effect of fighting concentration. If I didn't have a cheat heal technique like ashen blood, I wouldn't even have been able to get here. When will I be able to climb the tower in peace? Or rather, is that even possible in the first place, huh? The spirit of another, me, huh, interesting. Admin messages, which were restricted to prevent messages with advice, are now enabled. Admin, Iron-Blooded Monarch, grumbles about receiving sanctions after only treating the contractor to a cup of tea. Admin, Iron-Blooded Monarch, tells you to be good to her in the future. Ah, sure. Thank you for earlier. I also unintentionally learned something new. Admin, Iron-Blooded Monarch, sent an item. Product of Black Dragon, B, a potion manufactured after specially processing a black dragon's fluids. Upon consuming, your mental power and immunity increase, and your mind clears up. If the admin gets excessively involved with the contractor, they get sanctioned as well. All the restricted messages from the admins till now will be displayed at once. Admin, Wandering Knight who has lost his master, marvels at the crazy talent you possess. Admin, Vampire Monarch's right hand, is intrigued as to where a monster like you popped up from. Admin, Dragon Slayer born after 1,000 years, is in awe at the difficulty level of the 12th floor trial and at your ability to break through it with flying colors. All these admins were watching. Admin, Wandering Knight who has lost his master, marvels at the crazy talent you possess. Admin, Vampire Monarch's right hand, is intrigued as to where a monster like you popped up from. Admin, Dragon Slayer born after 1,000 years, is in awe at the difficulty level of the 12th floor trial and at your ability to break through it with flying colors. Admin, Hero who died 7 times, looks at you with an exhausted expression asking how a monster like that could even be born on the 12th floor. Admin, Assassin who killed the Emperor, questions whether you're really the challenger who was on the 12th floor. Admin, Fallen World Soldier says your growth is as monstrous as ever, and laments that it's hard to even be surprised anymore. Oh. Admin, Servant of the Only Divine Knight has his eyes on you. Admin, Fallen Heir of the Blood Demon Divine Cult blankly stares at you. Admin, Seeker of Divinity looks at you with high expectations. Admins who just say what they wanted and would disappear when they lost interest, are sending me all these messages for no reason. Why are you all acting like this? How come? Of all people, why me? Someone who's already in a contract. Why are they trying to make an impression on me? Perhaps. The admins now have the system expansion and can make requests to me. Their clingy reactions are slowly turning my guess into a certainty. This might just. Come to think of it, as the system expands later, it could benefit the non-contracted admins too. Don't you think that all of you just throwing messages like this at me isn't right? Please sponsor the authority I desire. I shall remember those who do so when the system expands later on. Admin, Dragon Slayer born after 1,000 years, is offended by the arrogance of a mere challenger. Admin, Fallen Heir of the Blood Demon Divine Cult snorts saying, not a chance. Admin, Fallen World Soldier says you're being overconfident and tells you to know your limits. Admin, Fallen Heir of the Blood Demon Divine Cult would like to add an authority to the contractor's exclusive store. Admin, Fallen World Soldier would like to add an authority to the contractor's exclusive store. Admin, Dragon Slayer born after 1,000 years, would like to add an authority to the contractor's exclusive store. And now on to the really important thing. An enemy with not only the same stats, but also identical skills and authorities. What will I gain by absorbing the spirit of someone like that? You have absorbed the spirit of the challenger, Han Sung-yoon, fake. Proficiency has increased by 28%. The spirit of the challenger, Han Sung-yoon, fake, perfectly matches the soul composition of the challenger, Han Sung-yoon. Authority, divine power, has met its conditions and is now activated. Attempting to extract divinity. Extract divinity. Extract divinity. Divinity extraction successful. The rank of authority, divine power, C+, has increased by 1 level. The authority, divine power, very happy face, has made divinity transformation and myth accumulation possible. What the? Divinity transformation and myth accumulation. Whatever they are, none of this makes sense. Maybe. The authority, divine power, C+, has been imprinted onto the user Han Sung-yoon's soul. I neglected it because I didn't know how to use it. Divine power. Will I finally be able to use it? You have entered the 13th floor waiting room. Beginning system expansion. Communities separated by nationalities at a global level have been merged. You can now use communities of other difficulty levels too. The team members in merged trials will no longer be country-specific. The evaluation rankings separated by nations on a global level will now be completely merged as well. You can now view the leaderboards of other difficulty levels as well. So now I'll be meeting foreigners in the merged trials as well. Well, it's just a system expansion without much meaning to it. But at this rate, in the end, the community will get merged with other dimensions too. Oh. Floor Trial Leaderboard, First Hunter, SSS, Second Great Sorcerer, SS+, Third Kim Sung-hoon, SS, Fourth Hatharine Bennett, SS, Fifth Blood Crazy Sword, SS, Sixth Wizard of the Clock Tower, SS, Seventh Tarkovsky, S+. Being the strongest, perhaps that was the reason that I climbed the tower, and was the goal I sought as well. And, right now, I have gotten one step closer to that goal. At the very least, I'm the strongest of all challengers in the Earth dimension. However, dimensions like Ares, Kallian, and Murim existed in the Tower of Trials since long in the past. Compared to such dimensions, Earth was just recently registered as an official climbing dimension, and is the weakest dimension of all. Unless Earth's overall standard is raised, we're bound to be targeted by other dimensions again, just like back then. Back then and even now, what I need is a strength so formidable that no one can break it. Inventory.